Good afternoon. I'm Baum. I live in Flagstaff, Arizona. I've been climbing since 1976, so that's quite a few years. I'm also a professional climbing guide. I was one of the first guides in America that was certified through the American Mountain Guides in 1990. So I'm a certified rock climbing guide. I've been guiding since 1986, I believe, and specializing in rock climbing, but I also guided alpine for quite a few years, Mount Shasta and the Oregon Cascades, ice climbing, and I have never guided skiing, but I do ski. But anyway, I guess that my story would be that I have a long career with the American Mountain Guides. I was once again one of the first guides certified in this country in 1990. I was on the technical committee of the American Mountain Guides starting from 1992, and I just stepped down here recently in January of this year. I continue to be an instructor team member of the American Mountain Guides, and I have been one of the instructors since around 1992 or 93 also. So I still teach guides courses and do certification exams for the American Mountain Guides. I also served for 7 years on the board of directors with the American Mountain Guides, and 3 of those 7 years I was vice president. I guess that one thing that is most important to me now is that I lived in Grand Junction, Colorado for about 7 or 8 years. And there's a climbing area there, my favorite, called Uniweek Canyon. And I developed a lot of the first ascents there, but that's not what's the most important to me there. I was the person responsible for getting the access fund to come in there in 1992. A representative from the Access Fund named Rick Akamazo came out climbing out there with me, and he fell in love with the place. And anyway, the Access Fund ended up putting $10,000 into the purchase of 3 of the popular cliffs there. And Uniweek is approximately 25 miles long with granite cliffs on both sides of the highway, and it runs for about 25 miles. Some of the cliffs are well over 1,000 feet. 3 of the most popular climbing cliffs were on private property, so the Access Fund donated $5,000 for the purchase of these 3 cliffs and the development of a Access Fund trail up there. So that's my proudest accomplishment that I can think of. Was the Access Fund purchase there. I guess that one of the things that might separate me from a lot of other climbers is that I don't climb at a 513 or a 514 level, but what I do that most climbers don't is I still lead and top rope solo. I've done that for quite a few years, and I still really enjoy that. I began rope solo climbing back in Grand Junction, Colorado, because I couldn't find climbing partners. So I bought myself a soloist. In fact, it's the same one that I still use, and I started rope solo climbing. So I could go into a lot of stories about where that's taking me, but rope solo climbing is very much a head trip when you're out there doing it, and it can really take you into places, or at least it's taken me into places where I didn't know I could go when I was out there climbing. So it still remains very important to me, and I still to this very day do a lot of rope solo leading and top roping.